Hey guys, hello, Alex is here. Welcome to another edition of Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. Yeah, lots of tumbling back and forth last night. Fed meeting, almost 100% reverse of the monetary policy. It was expected that the Fed is going to reverse its course due to inflationary pressures, but this was a bit of a surprise. Dot plot changed. They are looking for 3 hikes in 2022, and they also increased tapering for another 15 billion. So now overall it's 30 billion, which means that in the next couple of months, I think March, tapering will be completely stopped. So they are starting to deliver what they have actually said in September, October 2021. And that might cause, and especially in the stock market and in some other markets, that might cause some adjustments, some periods of adjustments. Stocks can go up in inflationary environment, but when the rates goes up, you need to deflate a little bit of 0% rate margin depth move on the upside, and then in a year and a half, if we stay in inflationary environment, stock markets can function in a relatively 1 to 2% interest rate environment. That has not been a problem in the past. But let's see. I just want to start with a global overview of the macro themes. Because I think that we are going to see move down in stocks during 2022. I think in a first or beginning of a second quarter. So in that respect, we are going to look some of the charts that we usually look with some additions. I would advise you especially to be careful in December. I have been in markets for almost 20 years. I worked on institutional side trading FX with relatively large numbers for over a decade. So December is a very peculiar month. Most of the traders usually doesn't trade it because it can produce some of the price actions which are actually it's going to be reversed in January. We usually call that end year's flows, and I'm not surprised that the stock market is going up. So I presume the books has to be closed at the end of the year, and nobody wants to destroy the end year results on the upside by closing their position because of the Fed in the last 2 weeks of December. So I expect that to start slowly. We will see the January how it will unfold, but yeah, we will see. But as the things goes, I think we are going to see some reversals, maybe short term, maybe a midterm. So we will see. And if you look this market participation when the Fed is going to start raising rates, you can follow that on CME. It's a Fed watch tool, and you can see that already yesterday this was higher than this column 0 to 25, but now market is pricing already for May, 4th of May, there is almost 50% chance that the Fed is going to move rate between 25 and 50 basis points. And then as you go June, things is going to change because the rates from 0.25, of course, is going down. 25 to 50 stays around 42%, but a hike between 50 to 75 basis points, 0.75, it's already gotten to 32%. And The other accelerations for 25 basis points is starting already to be shown in the following months. As you can go on 27th of June, 75 to 100, it's already 15.1%. And if you go 21st September, you will see that it goes to 22.3%. So this is a nice tool to watch. It's usually right. I'm following it for some time now. There has been a couple of times that market was wrong, of course, but in most of the time, market has a good perception when the Fed is going to move. So if you like to track that, it's on the CME group under the Fed Watch Tool title. So let's dive into charts that we already usually follow in regards to see what is going on. 10-year yields, one of the very important chart in the world. Many of the things are actually aligning in the US towards this 10-year yields. And still the same situation. We didn't see anything so heavily on the upside, but I definitely expect that. If not now, maybe in the beginning of January. So I will still look for this move up to 2%. Wave count still holds. Nothing happened so much yesterday, which is a bit of a surprise for me with such a hawkish Fed. But I think probably very soon we are going to see acceleration on the upside on the rate front towards this 2%, and we're going to see from there. If we start breaking that, that will definitely not be good. It's going to push dollar up and also all sorts of other costs on the upside. Next resistance, as you can see, comes around 3.3%, and then we will have to actually turn this between ABC into 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5 impulsive, which will imply that after correction we're going to go even more higher. I personally don't think this will happen. I'm more rather like to stay on a bit more conservative side and gradually observe most likely some type of a ABC down in X and another ABC. So I really don't expect this inflation to stay and grow in the next 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, and then I think a deflationary cycle will start again as the economy balance itself. We clearly see that on the European front for now. This is the German 10-year Bund, equivalent of the US 10-year yield, but this is a price instead of the yield chart. And we are tracking this already for a couple of years. It is going pretty nicely with this wave count 1, 2, up in 3. We are expecting this to be either a directional or a sideways wave 4, from where we can expect a fifth wave development on the upside, which actually implies that this is just going to be some consolidation or a small cyclical inflationary pressure, and the higher forces of demographics and technology will actually, when this small cycle passes, will overthrow and starts to kick out up in new deflationary level on the upside. So yeah, we're going to track that. I like to look these charts because they give you a good overview, very much combined with the Elliott wave counts, but what might actually occur. Dollar index reacted up and down from yesterday. Of course, when you are seeing dollar index going up, today was ECB. I was not able to track what the ECB said. I was not at home. I had some meeting to attend. Most likely ECB was also a little bit hawkish because dollar is moving lower, but ECB is relatively always late behind the Fed. So I think this is just a correction, and the dollar wave count will survive, seeing dollar with a one more move on the upside. Anyhow, in the case this starts to penetrate in this wave 1, we might have an ending diagonal as a possible solution. but for now the wave count is still very valid. So I expect after this correction is done, either in triangle or in some type of a flat, that the dollar continues in January, February on the upside, reaching this 1618 and 786 cluster, as you can see that we have here between these two very distinctive retracement levels. Equality, we can already maybe even shut it down and focus basically on this on these two levels for the dollar to reach, from where I can expect potential reversal. From the COVID crisis, March 2020, we are seeing a 5 waves up down with a small truncation, which is normal when you see a currency losing a 15% in a year. I think that truncation is completely normal. So we're still going to treat this as a corrective move and expect a reversal of the dollar some around in the first quarter of 2022. And then from there, we think that we are going, of course, going to wait for a confirmation, but overall outlook that we see on some currencies, some commodities, especially gold and silver, implies that 2022 will be also inflationary, and that dollar from a couple of other reasons, which we will go in the next crypto labs, might continue further lower in 2022. Okay, so let's look one addition. This is a chart of copper. So copper is also showing us that we can debate if this is a flat or completed wave 5. I like it as a triangle here, 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So you can also have an A up in B, 5 waves down in C. So this is definitely something which we treat and call as an impulsive move on the upside. So also copper is exhibiting a possibility that after some type of a correction continuation to the downside for some time, it might start, depends if it is directional or complex, continue more on the upside, which also suggests that some of the currencies which are linked or are commodity currencies and as well as dollar might continue higher and dollar lower. So this chart also portrays copper after correction continuing on the upside in 2022 and possibly even 2023. So we will see. Yeah, so let's see gold and silver. We have been tracking this for you for a long time, and situation in gold and silver is unchanged. Triangle is still very valid, a wave count. As you know, we have been looking this triangle for a long time. Wave 5 waves down in A, possibly here. So we are going to look for a B wave pullback, C wave for the completion of the actual triangle here in E wave, and then this will definitely be some sort of a reversal signature if you see from let's say 1700 a 5 wave move on the upside and then a small pullback and then a possible continuation. So triangles always implies that the next move will be the last in a sequence, just depends which degree are you covering. Also, if we break towards this very strong support zone, which comes around 1672, just additional wave count, which is not very far. I mean, from here to here, you have only $100, which is not so much for gold. This is also depicts a little bit different situation, but the same complex corrective pullback down to 1593, and from there we will most likely continue on the upside. So gold stays within our parameters. We have been warning a couple of times, especially here, that this was an X wave or a B wave. So that depends on how you treat wave structure develop, and basically fourth waves are usually complex, as you can see on a Bitcoin. So you have to leave it to show you what it actually, which pattern it does. You cannot know. This could be just an ABC and gold goes up, but then it went meddling around sideways, as you can see, all time. So fourth waves can be really messy, and you need to be patient with them. Okay, silver, same situation. We are going to look for a little bit of a pullback in a B wave, move down in C, and then potentially reversal signature, 5 waves up, a pullback, and then a continuation of silver. That is in line with gold, with copper, with the dollar, with some commodity currencies also. It kind of aligns with the overall picture. So we are going to stay temporarily bearish silver until the pattern is fulfilled. And then upon the reversal signature, we will definitely look for a potential opportunities as the pullback occurs for the kind of a position ourselves for the 2022-23 for the possible rise in silver on the upside. So any question regarding that, guys? On the macro side, if not, let's switch to cryptos. So yeah, not of much events in cryptos in the last week. We are tracking, as you know, this crypto market cap relatively nicely in the last couple of months. Our view, especially here, was that crypto market is not ready to do to this type of a movement on the upside. And I would just like to comment the cryptos in the light of the Fed. I still don't think Bitcoin is inflationary hedge, at least not for now. We will see how if the stock market goes down for some percentages, will investor consider buying gold or Bitcoin? I think that Bitcoin will be bought when this triangle is finished from a completely different reasons. So I will stay sideways to lower on the Bitcoin price in the next couple of months. I don't think this is a complete reversal. I'm still looking for a bigger triangle to develop here. So this will be a wave A up in B, and I think we are tracking a wave X. Usually one of legs in these triangles are very complex. So what this actually tells you, if you are using the Elliott wave methodology, if you actually you're going to have the overlap of the first wave, that's a very good information because you know that then this is an ABC, X ABC. If we have a move down from here, then you can count this as a 1, 2, 3, and this will be a 4 and 5. You're going to see a B wave pullback and another move down. So basically the wave count, both these wave counts will actually lead you in the same place, and that will be between 1.5 to 1.7 trillion. Okay. I like the triangle. I like it also in a Bitcoin. For now, it seems that it's working well, but these damn things, you have to wait very patiently until they are complete, and they can last as longer as you expect and even more. Okay, so I will consider looking this. If the price starts to move above these resistance zones, I will start to be very suspicious of my observation that this is a triangle. So I'm going to watch this zone pretty carefully here. And this will be some type of my wave count invalidation where I will put my finger on a forehead and start to think, is this a more impulsive wave on the upside? In the current environment, as I said also here, and as I said here back in May, I don't think we are still in that environment. I think the Bitcoin with this risk on move in a sense of currencies, gold, silver, will also go on the upside with one more move, because when you have a triangle, you are going to expect a five-way move higher. So we are going to stay bullish on cryptos. We are observing this on the crypto market cap as a corrective process, potentially a little bit more upside towards the new year. And then we are going to expect an ABC down, potentially down to February, March, from where we can start to look for a wave D and E. And if this goes as we actually try to see a little bit in the future, from that point, Bitcoin will have an open way to move on the upside, as well as the total crypto market cap. Let's switch to the Bitcoin chart and observe basically the same situation. I don't have nothing to show you especially there. I did explain last week and many other weeks in Crypto Lab that this is a five-way move with a three-way pullback. We expect usually in the trend development that some type of this correction, not in the same form, of course, will develop somewhere along the way, and maybe this is the time this correction is developing. We have also, as addition, some Fib ratios, which will look to help us actually determine approximately when the same of these corrections will actually unfold. And it seems so that we are something similar to this one. And you can also count 5 waves up in the wave 3. The Fib ratios are actually even overthrown on the upside, because we went above usual 1618, as you can see here, and even traded more on the upside. So it's a completely fine to have a hypothesis and look this as a fourth wave in a triangle, and it is developing nicely now. 200 moving average on daily is currently here, and from there we are bouncing. As you can see, are we going to penetrate it immediately lower, or we have a little bit more upside in an X wave, like in a total crypto market cap? I have no idea. So I'm still observing it. I think there is no way for me for now in this moment to know. I have portrayed this wave count to our members in our Discord chat, where we were here, and for now this wave count was working. So we were actually showing this wave count back in a day where we actually looked for a possibility that Bitcoin, as you can see, so this was the wave count. So we looked for a possibility that we are going to continue down to this support, and from there we're going to continue up in an ABC. So if you see a current picture, we did actually move down from there. That was not so difficult to see. And then we are starting to move up, but this is not enough for me to conclude that actually the X wave is developing. This is still a very weak developments, very sideways developments, very corrective developments. So in the crypto space, of course, everybody now is aware then 100K end year target is most likely impossible. So I think Bitcoin chart will stay in this consolidation. My target for lower levels, let me see, let me show you, can be some around in this triangle. As I said, one of the lengths can be complex. So I will look between, if this is not a flat, so that's the other option, but I still don't think we are in flat, which might exhibit lower prices. I will deal with that when I suspect it is happening. For now, I'm happy with the triangle wave count. So equality usually is one of the things, comes around 34, 35. We might penetrate a little bit of this 30K for just a brief. 30K is also a very 40K, sorry, for just a brief. 30K is also very strong support, 40K is also very strong support. So in this respect, I think we might be just pierced through 40K and just reverse back in the case of the C wave back to a D wave. Okay, so in that sense, I still think this is going to be the key support level as we are trading now above it, as you can see. Okay, sorry about these lines. I'm gonna try to make it more clearer for you. Yeah, so nothing more on the Bitcoin. I'm just observing it. Somebody will argue that some bigger head and shoulder is developing. I'm not looking much head and shoulder because they are actually an Elliott wave pattern. So in that case, this will be a wave W. The right shoulder will be X, and we will have a Y down. And actually, you can recognize head and shoulder there. So I mean, we already have that covered in the Elliott wave methodology. So this will stay my view as it goes. For now, it's working well, so we don't have any need to change it. Ethereum, same situation. I still think, looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, that Ethereum will go a little bit more lower, not much. If we look at Ethereum Bitcoin chart as a cross, you can actually see that we are in the last sequence of the possible fifth wave in the third wave. So we are going to see Ethereum moving lower in the light of the Bitcoin strength, but just temporarily, because the whole structure actually implies that Ether will be stronger in the next bull run on the upside than Bitcoin, especially after this correction. So you have a expanding leading diagonal here in a wave 1, down in 2, and we are in the intermediary wave 3, already in the almost last phases. One of the ratios we are looking for that is usually 1618. For the target, we can even go higher. I mean, next targets are pretty much higher, but I don't think, looking the current situation, that will actually develop. Okay, so I'm gonna stay with the same outlook in Ether, looking for a little bit of completion in regards of the strength over the Bitcoin and also over the dollar. So as you can see, this pretty nice structure, 5 waves up, a 3 waves pullback, 1, 2, up in 3. This channel made a beautiful job of holding this supports for this consolidation, and we are now searching the last sequence, which can happen here, can happen even here at 1.3, but I don't think so, because I'm looking some other metrics, and they're implying that actually this will be the all of the wave 5, and we might go down afterwards a little bit for a consolidation before we start to move further on the upside. So looking at that picture, I still think Ether will consolidate. I don't believe we are in 1-2-1-2, which means that Ether will be very bullish. To some degree, this 200 moving average on daily is actually suggesting that, but overall picture doesn't. So I'm gonna follow my guts, and I'm gonna wait a little bit for more correction before Ether starts to actually move higher. So I'm gonna go as well on a triangle with Ether, and as well I'll move down with the Bitcoin to the C wave, D and E, and basically they will together start to move out of this triangle in a month or two towards the higher target. So we are still going to stay bullish. So okay guys, so that will be the basic presentation. I know you probably write a lot of requests. We're gonna keep this one a little bit shorter than usually. I will just look a couple of them. I have some things to attend. So let me see. Schnitzel, I'm here. Odessa, Schnitzel is obviously knows Serbian language. Joe, I would like to look Matic. Yeah, Matic is still in consolidation. I don't think for now that we are in any particular sizable reversal on Matic. I'm still going to observe this as some type of a triangle, as well as in Bitcoin and Ether. I'm still going to stay bullish Matic, so I have a flat here, and I definitely think that post triangle trust Matic is very bullish. I posted that on my Twitter. Actually, I was looking much before the markets this reversal on Matic, but only for a sideways consolidation. Okay, so Matic is, as you can see, in the early phase when Matic was already moving up. We addressed this question, which is now actually unfolding. So either a triangle or a flat. This was I think early November or something like that. So we are still holding that view that we are in some type of a triangle or a flat. We're going to see that. Triangle will be appropriate because it will match Ether and Bitcoin. So I'm going to go also here with that one because I think it fits better. Okay. A couple of more weeks or months or two consolidation and off we go. But Matic is still in a bull run. I mean, if you look at the whole chart, we still didn't complete this primary bull development on the upside. Okay, so I think we are still in the upper cycle with a little bit of setbacks for Matic in 2023-24, but I think overall it is still bullish. Alice Do, I don't know what is Alice Do. I never heard about it, so let me check what is that. Maybe it's this one. I don't see nothing here. Can somebody, Ayuman, can you, maybe it's this one. Can you confirm this is the one, or I mean, I cannot find it. Hey, Jayesh, how are you? Good day, Alex. Crypto Cipher. Tonton, can you check XRP? Dobar dan, Alexander. Kako si? Avax. Jamestown Weki. Let me see if Ayuman can actually confirm that this is actually a number of Alice Do. I mean, I cannot find it when I type Alice Do or dollar. You meant maybe that's this one. I have no idea. So if this in the case is this one, this is, I mean, a little bit too early. I have no idea what is going on. We are seeing 1, 2, some type of wave 3, 4, and 5. This is most likely 5 waves up with an ABC X ABC. Maybe this is done, maybe not. But I mean, usually when I'm faced with this situation where I don't see very clearly what is going on, I'm just gonna put a channel and wait if this starts to be a trade above it, and then I can be more determined to count this as a maybe beginning of a new trend, which will maybe look like this. Okay, as a first 5-way move. So in this moment, I really don't know. This can go either way. I mean, flip a coin. It can go down and be some type of a 1, 2 wave 4 of this sequence, although it's a little bit big. It doesn't correspond to the wave 2. But on cryptos, especially when they start, everything is possible. So I will wait on this one. I mean, it's still in the early phase. Okay. AVAX or Avalanche. Yeah, we are still looking Avalanche to be bullish. We defined the wave A last time on the downside, 5 waves up. So we are still going to look for some type of a B wave and a C wave. Not much of a bigger movement down in Avalanche, just possibly some type of an ABC correction. And then we are going to start to look for Avalanche to continue further higher. James Francis Conda. I was thinking Coppola. It's Coppola called James? No idea. I will check it. Floki. I didn't follow. I'm not following these meme coins. I don't know if Floki. I think Floki is. Well, still looks like some type of a triangle. If this starts to break this blue line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and especially this one, which is pretty much far away, I'm afraid that this one will probably go to this or these levels. Okay, so be careful. This needs to stay in some type of a sideways movement, which means that very soon it needs to start to go on the upside. So be very careful here. I mean, you have to see some upside price action very soon to maintain a possibility of a triangle and the bullish resolution. If this doesn't happen in the next couple of days or week or two, I'm afraid we're gonna continue down. So watch it very carefully. Efrema wants Dusk. What is Dusk? Dusk Network, okay. Yeah, this is not so, I think, difficult. Yeah, this is still a first cycle, so we can do two things here. We can actually put a triangle here in the wave 4. Okay, so this will be a wave 1, a wave 2. Wave 4 lows doesn't invalidate the wave 1, and this is particularly you have to pay attention, because if the last point of a triangle doesn't invalidate the wave territory or highs of the wave 1 or territory of the wave 2, the wave count is still valid as an impulsive. And I think that exactly happened here. So this will be a wave 1, a wave 2, very sharp, wave 3 on the upside, a triangulation here in a wave 4, which is also, as in Bitcoins, as in all other things, some type of a small pause. And then after the pause was finished, we are looking to continue higher. So this will be post-triangle thrust, wave 1, wave 2. So maybe we can expect this to continue up and finish this 5-wave sequence a little bit more on the upside. So you have to be also careful. If this is a triangle, it is announcing that you're going to have just one more move on the upside. You can also use old trick for measurements targets for triangles. In the old technical days, people was using this technique, call it a measurement measurement of triangle, which comes some around, let's say, 0.8. So a little bit more upside, 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So you can expect this to expand a little bit more. I don't think we are in a 1, 2, 1, 2. If that is the case, this will very soon in the next week or two go incredibly on the upside, above even 1.8. Okay, if this is 1, 2, 1, 2, but I doubt it is. I mean, I usually have nose to recognize this type of situations, so I think this is a triangle. No, I don't see gold doing better percentage-wise than Bitcoin. I don't know how did you came to that conclusion. Target for gold is above 100K, so it's more than 40%, and for gold is some around 20 to 30%. So no. The question from Mura S is, Alex, seems like Bitcoin seems to follow the index lately. Why lately? It has been following, especially on the downside, indexes for so many years. So I will not consider that to be. Of course, it is not a perfect correlation. There is phases, but in many events, Bitcoin followed what was going on the stock market. So I will not call it a lately phenomenon. Yeah, ADA is moving lower, so I think it's gonna stay lower. I'm still not. I was very bearish when the smart contract was introduced as per chart. So I still think we are in some type of a wave 4, and actual measurement for the wave 4 comes around 0.74, 0.7. So we have more on the downside, I think, in ADA. So this is a support level here, all this zone. So if you want to see it and glare it, so yeah. I still think there is a room to the downside. Okay, so Anchor, yeah, Anchor is still working some type of a consolidation, I think. I will maybe potentially even say that Anchor is starting something of a possible leading diagonal in a wave 5. I might consider this to be some type of a flat going lower, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I would look for Anchor, potentially this to be some type of a support level around 0.7, 0.6, okay? Before we start potentially something impulsive on the upside. So the overall price action is still, as you can see, sideways, okay? Now in the upper range, but when you look from here and the whole chart, we are trading still in a kind of a sideways fashion, okay? So some type of a bigger consolidation will definitely correspond to this potential flat in a wave 2. So 1, 2 up in 3, this up type of a wave 4, and potentially we're going to trade something more on the upside. I would not like to see a break of this line on Anchor, because that will actually signify that the wave 5 was complete here from the beginning. So this will be the primary primary line. There must be some type of a flat here, because move down is in 5 waves. So I will look at this as a wave 1 and 2 up in 3. Potentially this is wave 4, or here wave 4. So you can choose. I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. And the wave 5. Okay, so I would not like to see this go much more below this line. Okay, somewhere around there. I would like this to stay within this parameter for a possible even 335 of a complex nature, and then continuation on the upside. So for me, it's still looking good, beside the fact it's going a little bit lower, as it should, while the Bitcoin and Ether is also retracing. Okay, Alice USDT, let's see what is that. Okay, so here, at least on the Coinbase charts, there is no dead ticker. Okay. Cadena. Yeah, this chart works pretty much as we were looking at before. We are in some type of a fourth wave. Is the fourth wave finished? I don't think so. Maybe we're going to have a little bit more. But it's definitely going to potentially continue higher in this wave 3 on the upside. Okay, so 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So still I'm going to look this as a bullish as long as we trade above this wave count invalidation. So for me, we are in the wave 3, maybe of the wave 3 completed, wave 4 and wave 5 on the upside. So at least still looks good. If you look at it, I tapped it without DO, okay? I don't know what is it. Alice, my neighbor. There is no Alice USDT, okay? There is no Alice as a name. There is my neighbor Alice, so I have no idea of where to find this. No C, no S. How do you mean no C? You wrote it Alice. Okay, let me find that another time. So, I mean, I cannot waste so much time on I mean, when I type Alice, it shows me only this, so no idea. Okay, so Anne wants to say CKB. Okay, so let's examine this. We are still in some type of a three-way situation. We have a little bit of reversal. I will start to wave count, probably not from here. I mean, in cryptos, it is possible. Sometimes you see such big flats, okay? So in that case, this might be some type of a triangulation, okay? So same as in a Bitcoin and in Ether, you might expect potentially this to develop further in the A, B, down in C, D, and E, and then afterwards you might see it moving on the upside. So that will be something which I would look. Hvala Schnitzel. So Schnitzel told me on Serbian that Alice is on a trading view. That makes sense. So, okay, so now it is sold because, of course, it is not present on the coin. Yeah, not much, not very particularly interesting chart, I must say. What is going on there? Okay, I will not put any labels here because this is a very big sideways correction still. Although I suspect this will be some type of a correction after this big move on the upside. This is a very also new coin, so when you don't have much of the data, it is kind of a little bit more difficult. But let's say this is some type of a wave 1. We go down in a wave 2, and maybe we are starting something in a wave 3 on the upside. So this will be a 5 waves up. We are going to expect the 3-wave pullbacks, which means support will be somewhere around there, around 880 to 6. Definitely what I would not like to see is that we are going below these levels, because that will actually suggest we're gonna go much lower in this one, which what I mean much lower, it means we're gonna go down to 1.3 to 0.7. Okay, so these two supports must hold. And I think this first one, because this is a 5 waves down, B wave up, and a C wave down. So I will look for this to hold around these levels. I have no idea what it spelled. I don't think anything. I track so many cryptos. I lost track, really. Well, this is pretty simple. Potentially some type of fourth wave, I think. 1, 2, up in 3, and some consolidation in 4. So not very complicated development, I will say. Even some triangle here. One form of a corrective nature, triangle or ABC, might develop here, and we might see a higher prices. In the case this breaks this line, then you can expect this to be an A, up in B, down in C, and in that case this will be a support level 0.002, the next support level for the move on the upside. But then we will have to change this as all as a 1, and this will be the wave 2, not the wave 4. But if you stay in a sideways consolidation, there is a big probability this is just a secondary correction with the move on the upside. Okay, guys, let's do one more, and that's it for today. Somebody wrote Veracity. Okay. Yeah, I think Veracity is still bullish. It is actually working as we were thinking that it's going to work. Yeah, 5 waves up. Maybe this is some type of a small pullback. So we are seeing potentially 5 waves down in A, up in B, and maybe something down in C or something else. But potentially this might be a first leg, and it might further continue on the upside. So RSI is very low. But we do see a 5-wave move development on the upside. So potentially we are in some shorter term pause before we start higher. Okay, guys, thank you very much on the attention. So if you want to check us out, Trading Analysis, we have a full crypto service already for a couple of years. Has been doing very well in overall outlook on the crypto markets. We have a very distinctive membership in the Discord chat, and we have a very long webinars, and we update clients on almost every cryptos that we cover, and there is over I think 70 or 100 of them. I don't even know the number. So if you want to check us out, the trial is I think set $27, and We're gonna have a crypto lab, I think next week. I think 1 week we're gonna do pause because of the holidays. I think 23rd or 30th, I don't know yet. No, 30th definitely we will work, but 23rd next week I don't know yet. I'm gonna let you know. Okay, if you don't, I'm gonna let you know on my Twitter handle. So I wish you a nice rest of the week, and subscribe, hit the like button. See you next time, guys. All the best from Trading Analysis team. Bye bye.